we talked about a little bit about this in my Discord, but there's a solo leveling not anime, live action series coming. Netflix is making it live action. This guy's gonna be the main lead. I am so confused, so baffled, so bamboozled, so tied up in knots and all other kinds of things about this decision. Of all the series, this is like the executives were just literally sitting there, oh my god, we're gonna get this, right? But in terms of how they're going to adapt this, I was thinking in my head, right? So typically when you go from anime to live action, for the most part, you would focus on the human stories. It's kind of like the same thing that we saw with One Piece is the same thing we saw with Avatar. A lot of the time, they sort of zero in on select character narratives, and for better or worse, sometimes they cut too much, sometimes they cut too little, and it's just like boring. You know, it's the whole adaptation process. But when I was thinking about adapting solo leveling, I was like, there are 5 plot points in this entire series. There's like 5. And the rest of it is just OP. And I can't even... This is one of the... Because I am very much like I think pretty much anything can be adapted. Very hot take. I think if you have people who know what they're doing, I think pretty much anything can be adapted into either medium. There are mediums in which things work better or worse, but even that I would say is arguable. But I'm just thinking, how the hell do you even put this into a live action format? Is he just gonna be flexing 24/7? Because they don't have the budget for that. What are they just gonna... Is it just gonna be like a live action dude mixed in with 2D animation? Because, like, they're not gonna be able to do live action with the quality that the animation is. Obviously. So what is even gonna be the show? And keep in mind, these are gonna be 40-minute episodes. I think they can focus on the whole, like, people killing each other inside of the gates. That could be interesting, right? But that's like how that's not really a plot point. Like in the original anime, it's mentioned for all of 5 minutes, and then it's just like, yeah, this is the norm. Like there really is no philosophical debate around it whatsoever. People go in, kill each other, and that just becomes like a thing. Yeah, that happens now. I am so very confused. So very confused. I thought it was a movie. This says series. So I don't know. I don't know. Like the anime is super fun to watch, but I just genuinely don't see what you could even do in a live action setting with this. I don't know. I mean, I'll check it out because of course I will. But if they get like... You know how with One Piece and Avatar, I was like, give them as many episodes as possible? With this, I'm kind of like... You sure you need 8 episodes? Do we really need 8? I mean, I think there's... I was tempted to make a video about solo leveling. I might still do it. Because, like, I think solo leveling has a lot of very good ideas. The way it presents this super Giga Chad character, but the way the underlying message is still one of growth and just positivity. Like, solo leveling is not an edgelord. Like, he does pull, like, the thing of I'm just stronger than everyone else. But the series is not really edgy. Like, the underlying message of it is kind of positive. And I think, like, the best example of that is the... Spoilers. The scene where his mother wakes up. That's just a thing that happens and everything is good. Like, there is no extra, oh, I need to do this and that. No, like, he achieved the goal and that's it. So that's, like, number 1. Number 2, the way the gates work with the whole, like, is the typical, like, it's kind of like what SAO did as well. Like, if you die in the gate or you die in the game, is that going to, like, actually affect you in the real world? Right? It's like the typical thing of the lines between these two worlds blurring. That's always been an interesting thing. Again, solo leveling was just kind of thing, yeah, we just kill people inside of here and that's it. What else is interesting? The way they blend typical MMO shenanigans with modern day military tech. That was really cool. I like that. But that's, again, just eye candy. What else is interesting? That's about it.
3 days later.
Remember how a few days ago we talked about solo leveling getting an adaptation? So, Legend of Zelda, we already knew there was going to be an adaptation relatively soon. So this is coming out 2027. These are the actors that are cast, right? I don't know who they are. Very cool. Sony is officially working on a One Punch Man live action adaptation. Very cool. Again, of all the things you could adapt, One Punch Man. That is certainly a decision. Bleach live action adaptation is in the works at Warner Bros. According to ex-employee at Viz Media. Of all the things you could choose to adapt, Bleach is certainly one of the options. So right now, One Piece has very clearly opened the floodgates. I think in the minds of executives, One Piece. It's pretty much as we expected. But instead of taking like the safer option and trying out with like Netflix is doing Death Note, for example, like a easy slam dunk if they do it normally instead of trying to come up with some American version. Easy slam dunk. But now they're just like, no. We're just gonna look at the biggest anime series and adapt those and not even think about how to adapt them. Because it worked with One Piece. Because now we have Solo Leveling, we have One Punch Man, and we have Bleach. Without having Monster, without having... I mean, hell, Attack on Titan would be easier to adapt than One Punch Man or Bleach. Based on what I know about Bleach. Based on what I know about Bleach. I think Attack on Titan would be much easier. But we don't have Monster. We don't have Death Note. I mean, Cowboy Bebop was... should have been an easy slam dunk, but... very, very weird decisions. Very weird decisions. Is Hollywood just digging in the anime box because they don't have ideas? I think, like, genuinely, we haven't even seen, like, the beginning of it. I think, like, the amount of anime live-action adaptations that are about to come out is crazy. And I think that is doubly true for video games. I think for video games, that is particularly true. And I think for video games... executives might be looking for games akin to Minecraft where they can farm memes. That's kind of what I'm thinking. So they're probably going to take games that are very popular, like in the ones that have basically been around for a long time. I wouldn't be surprised if someone takes a stab at, like, World of Warcraft again, right? Or, like, old school RuneScape or something like that. It's been around for a long, long time. Maybe not old school RuneScape and maybe not even WoW because, like, the audience segmentation there doesn't really make sense. Like, you kids are not going to see a WoW movie. Let's be real. But something like that. It is crazy to see all this happen, like, at the same time, though. I'm not against that. Just do it well. I mean, same. I think the more we get of these, the better. Like, I think the more we push this stigma outside of the Western, like, headspace, the, like, anime is weird and cringe, the better. One of my friends is still a professional contrarian and refuses to watch anime. Just out of principle. And I despise it. It makes me mad. If it's handled by a proper creative, I wouldn't even mind a Golden Age Berserk live action. Berserk, I think, like... I don't even know if they could do it on HBO and be real. Berserk is a weird one. I mean, I'd be down, though. There's some Warcraft 2 noise going around. I don't think WoW would get a movie. I think, like, it's much more likely that it's going to get an animated series right now. That's kind of like my vibe. I think with everything Blizzard is doing, it's infinitely more likely that it's going to get some kind of anime. Man, I wish, I really, really wish I get to live until the day that someone takes a stab at Attack on Titan live action. You know where they could even film it? They found Eren and Mikasa. They found them. They're right there. So when we were talking about, you know, like the ending of the series, like which universe is the real one in Attack on Titan? Like, was it all a movie? Was it even real? All of that? It's real. It's right there. That's where they lived. That's the cabin. Right there. That's where they ran away to. I know you might not believe it, but it's right there. Just look at the screen. A lonesome cabin in the woods. I assume if you look very, very carefully, you might even see the footsteps of Eren's Titan somewhere, because he obviously built the little cabin, right? Berserk has the adaptation curse. Sadly, even the greatest ones are mediocre due to its stupid. I find it absolutely absurd that no one's done a proper Berserk adaptation. Like, my hope is that now... But that's not even true. Like, we saw the Solo Leveling, like, big branch studio, right? Like, not the ones that actually made Solo Leveling, but all of A1. Like, they are losing money even with Solo Leveling. And Berserk, the manga, is so popular, like, I just can't see anyone even attempting it. It's a weird... Like, Berserk is unironically, I think, a victim of its own success. I think the manga is so popular that there's no need to make an anime. And that's the weird thing about the anime industry, because the anime is kind of meant to be a loss leader for the source material. So, Aaron literally built a mystery shack in the alternate universe. Yep, he's right there. There's a very, very, very cute little, So this is the canon explanation of how the house was built. He was just chilling there. Just building the little house. And Mikasa was right there carrying the things.